record. Okay, so it is being recorded, and if you have not know, my name is Yolanda Me. I am based out of the Delaware area, but I am from the Philadelphia area. So I serve the tri-state area, but I also serve in all 50 states to help clients out based off what they need. I am in the tax industry. I've been in the industry for 7 years, going on 8 years. I have been helping nonprofits, whether it's been bookkeeping, tax preparation, just making sure they stay in compliance because we already know as an organization, as a nonprofit, your goal is to serve the community any way, shape, or form. It could be for the veterans, it could be for the single moms, whatever the case may be. Your mission shines bright to help that community. So me being in the back end to help you guys out on the finance part, because that's what I love. And I have to give a shout out to my old teacher, two of them. Mr. Parker, he was my high school math teacher, and also my eighth grade math teacher, Miss Stewart. She got married, so but I like numbers and I like to be able to be the problem solver. So with this, I'm going to share my screen because I definitely want to help more nonprofits to help them stay in compliance. I feel as though it's very important each nonprofit make sure they have, a tax calendar. If your organization do not have this, you need to get one, and I can give that to you. You could just let me know, and I could say, hey, I'll send you a template so you can have it for your organization. So as a nonprofit, you always want to make sure you stay in compliance when it comes to the IRS. You don't want to lose your status. You don't want to go revoke. You want to make sure you stay compliant because at the same time, your mission is to serve the community. So if you lose your status, yes, we can get it back, but it's going to cost you in the long run to get it back. So I'm going to be here to talk to you how to stay in compliance when you're dealing with your nonprofit. So this is why it's important. It's very important that you stay in compliance and you get this calendar that I have created. If you need it, you can send me a DM and I'll, send it your way for a small fee. But why is it important to avoid IRS penalties? And you want to make sure you stay in compliance. Nonprofit penalties are different from individual and business penalties. So keep that in mind. You want to have people say, well, this penalty, or you might get a nonprofit with a CPA letter, or an individual get a CPA letter as well, but each number means something different. I am creating an ebook for that. So if you have questions about the EP letters and what do they mean and how can you respond, I am creating templates and stuff like that for my ebook. If you want that, you can definitely let me know. But you want to make sure you're staying timely, filing, make sure your donors can trust you. Because if anyone donates to your organization, you have to give them some type of form so they can write off on their taxes. So if you don't have that set up, I can definitely help your organization set that up. All right. So you also make sure I see somebody put something in the comments. I'm sorry. You also make sure you have, you're promoting these board meetings and your staff, you holding someone accountable. How I always look at it with a nonprofit, you have the founder, you have the directors, you have the executive board, you have the secretary, you have the treasurer. You should have one person for each role because then you be able to hold that person accountable. If you are the founder of your organization, you should not be doing secretary work. You should not be doing the work of a treasurer. If you are a nonprofit and you have a business account, it's not best in your interest your name to be on that bank account. It's not. You need to get that set up properly because you don't want them to run into hiccups. You take the money out of the account and you send it in their account, but it's no reimbursement forms being calculated or being approved or documented. So you definitely want to make sure things stay in compliance when you're dealing with the IRS and your nonprofit status. So you want to understand the FICO years, the physical years. You want to know the years. You want to know when you need to file. Sorry, I say FICO because I am in the credit industry too. But you want to know the calendar. Understand that calendar. The calendar year starts from January 1st to December 31st. Every 12 months, any 12 months, the end of the year, you got to keep that in mind. The 990 firms are due the 15th day of the fifth month. So it's always important, know your year when you need to file. You don't want to lose your nonprofit status. If you have not filed your nonprofit taxes, your 990s, in 3 consecutive years, be prepared to get a notice in the mail that you're on the vacate status. And I could literally show you how you can check. But this is very important. If this is helpful for you, you could share this, you could like this, but also take a screenshot of this because it's very important for you to know your years when you need to file. All right. So the IRS filing deadlines. So that is very important. We talked about the year. Now we're going to talk about the deadlines for each form. So each form is different. So you have the short form, you have the long form. So the 990, 990EZ, the 990Ns, they're due the 5th month of the year, the end of the year, right? Keep that in mind for your nonprofit. If you need to file an extension, that is Form 8868. Keep that in mind. Form 8868. That gives you to file an extension for 6 months. 6 months only, right? If your organization have contractors that you pay to do something, or you have people on W-2s for your organization, you have to issue out them 990Ns because they are independent contractors for your nonprofit. They are due and have to be sent out by the 31st. The 31st. Keep that in mind. If you are filing quarterly taxes and payroll taxes for your nonprofit, that is Form 941. You have April 30th, July 31st, October 31st, and then January 31st. So keep in mind, understand what type of organization, how you set it up. Yes, it is a 990 PF. That's typically the private foundation of a nonprofit, but sometimes a lot of people lean to the 990s, which is the short form, because their organization don't do over 50K. So keep in mind of the filing deadlines when it comes to the IRS when we're working with your nonprofit. So moving right along, I'm not going to keep people long, so this is not going to be long. So state compliance deadlines, you want to make sure within your state, you stay in compliance with your state as well. So annual, charitable, you want to make sure you take on top of that. Business tax renewal or franchise, submitting 990s to the state if required. Each state is different. So know what your state requires when you're talking about doing your nonprofit or starting one. Check the deadlines with your state attorney general or secretary of state. So the IRS has their deadline dates. This state has something different. If you have questions about starting a nonprofit in what state, let me know. I can definitely help you out. But keep in line. Keep in mind, you have federal dates and state dates. All right. So these are some different milestones that you can keep in mind during your annual board meetings, a budget approval deadlines, grant reporting periods, donor acknowledgements, letters sent out by the 31st. Keep that in mind. These are the calendar dates that you need to have for your nonprofit. And then you have annual reviews and audits as well. If your organization needs someone to do an audit, I do offer audits for nonprofits to help them out. Okay. So set reminders, and we're pretty much almost wrapping up. You want to set reminders for ownership to make sure you hold yourself accountability and also make sure things get taken care of. So use different tools. Use Google, Google Calendar, Outlook, whatever calendar source that you use. I know for my business, I use electronic calendar. I use a written calendar. Sometimes on my board, like I got 3 boards here. You got one from my inspirational quotes I want to put up there. I got things I got pinned up that I need to do, and I got a checklist over here. You guys can't see it, but I have a checklist of stuff I need to do that helps me keep myself organized. So assign somebody. for the reminders. If you have a secretary, that secretary should be on top of the deadlines, the dates, to make sure everything. The treasurer should be on top of the deadlines and the dates because the taxes got to get filed, right? If you need help with that, I can help you with the taxes. But set alerts 30 days before the due date to keep yourself in a line to make sure it's going to get taken care of. And then you track, hold yourself accountable or put your treasurer or your secretary accountable of certain things that needs to be done. So now, based on that, I am here to help you guys out, stay compliant. I know one big thing, a lot of people do not like the IRS. Nobody likes the IRS, but definitely I would say stay in compliance. I pretty much would say if you stay in compliance, the IRS would not pick on you. They will not pick on you if you stay compliant. If you don't stay in compliance, that's when you're going to run into a problem. So if anyone has questions, I will put my number in the chat where you can reach me or you can send me an email if you have any questions um, about nonprofits or what's the route you want to go. But this is pretty much short. I am going to be trying to be doing more of these videos to keep people that's with nonprofit. And I'll probably do some other videos to help, business owners because I do like to help business owners and I also like to help nonprofits. And yes, I do individual taxes, but I specialize in these areas here. But if you have questions, please reach out to me. I'm here to help. I'm not that type of person that's just going to not get the job done. I am going to get it done. But you just got to keep in mind of the dates and the deadlines for your organization. But if you do need that checklist, you do need that calendar for your organization, let me know. You can send me a message and I can get that to you. I probably put it on my Gumroad store for the calendar, which is not a problem. So once I upload it there, it will be for purchase if you want. But if you have any questions, please reach out to me. If you catch this on a replay, put a hi in the chat, or just say you have questions related to taxes. I am here to help. A lot of people might say, well, tax season is over. Tax season is not over for me. It's a lot of businesses, nonprofits that need to make sure they stay in compliance as well. But I'm here open all year round. So if you have questions, reach out. I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm about to get back to my training and also my PowerPoints I'm working on to do for my team. But if you have any questions, please reach out. No question is not a dumb question. Take care. Talk soon.